The heavy barbells have made their way onto the floor here at LDLC Arena, 5,000 strong. Chase Ingram with Lucy Campbell and Lauren Smith. 3 heats down, 1 heat left to go for event number 5. As we have a new world record with a repeat event from 2016. Your top 10 overall are the top 10 in this heat. We reseeded after the last event. Yelahosta sitting on top of the leaderboard over Lazar Jukic by 6 points. Henrik Haapelainen still holding on to third, but we have 30 squat snatches in between them and a change in the top 10. 185 to 265 on the weight, 10 to 2 on the squat snatches. And we've seen this event before, but not like this with this crowd. Go up step to success.
It's not about the first bars, it's about how you get to the last bars. We need to respect the ladder to hit those last 2 bars with intent.
Fourth and final heat getting set, and this is the repeat event. The man who had the fastest time when this was programmed at regionals in 2016 is your 5-time champ, Matt Fraser. His time, 6:05.29. In front of a crowd there. Smashes the record worldwide. But in this heat, 8 years later, we have had one athlete beat that time. Can we have another in this fourth and final heat? And the man holding the line, spot number 10. 10 games qualifications under his belt, looking for an 11th. And he has to hold off the likes of Moritz Fiebig, who was just set a time of 5:50. 10 snatches at 185 to kick things off. This is the fourth and final heat of the 5th event for the individual men. Win a CrossFit World Tour, visiting CrossFit gyms around the globe. Create an account, scan the QR code now, or visit hustleup-app.com to enter. That's all it takes, and the drawing will take place on June 20th, 2024. DKG, 10 reps at 185. Just got himself into the top 10 for the first time this weekend. And Yolo Kai in a unfamiliar spot, a potential games qualification. What have you liked from him so far this weekend?
You know, he's been really composed, not the best start, but slowly climbed his way up the leaderboard on every event. And it takes a lot to do that, to just draw that line and be like, 1 set at a time, 1 movement at a time, 1 event at a time.
Oh, and Okai will roll his bar forward to the round of 8. More on Okai. Let's go down to Lauren Smith.
Cheers, Chase. Yes, last year his snatch event was his strongest of the entire competition. He came second. And with how the events are lining up in this latter half of day number 3, the training culture team are very confident about him keeping hold of this ticket.
Thank you, Lauren. As Akai has already got his bar set. The weight's now moved up to 205, 8 reps. Lazar Jukic sits 2nd place overall. Your winner of last year's semifinal, Yelahosta just to his right. As Yelahosta is trying to hold on to that 1st place position he's earned over his last 2 events. On the men's side, nobody has a hotter start than Yelahosta.
No, and he's looking really quite smooth through that first few bars. Every rep on that first set of 10, he was just like bouncing out of that bottom position. Every single rep looked the same. It'll be interesting to see if he can hold on to that going through these bars, because he's not necessarily known for his 1 rep max snatch strength.
Yelahosta top the leaderboard. Lazar Jukic to the right. Your top 3 leading, and Yolakai on the left side of your screen is still pushing the pace.
It's interesting to see where people kind of position themselves in their boxes. We obviously said about if you step forwards or backwards outside of that box, that's a no rep. It has to be the full foot outside of the line. So you're kind of starting to see people position themselves towards the back, so then if they are trying to catch that lift forwards and end up taking a step forwards, they're not at risk of taking a full step out of the line.
Yelahosta, what a weekend for him, 7th, 6th, and then comes out and gets a 1st and 2nd in the last 2 events. But still, just about a 6-point lead on Lazar Jukic, even with those incredible performances. Heinrich Happelainen having a seat to put the plates on.
Saving those legs.
Lazar Jukic trying to keep pace with Yelahosta. 6 reps at 225. Your top two on the leaderboard between Yella and Lazar. But holding on to that 10th position. BKG, 216th place, but steadily getting better each and every event so far. As he was 13th this morning with that 11th place finish, he is now holding on to that 10th spot, but only by 2 and 4 points from 11th and 12th position.
And this is kind of classic BKG, right? He's just like, looks like he's going to get there, but it's very much under the radar and not in a super dominant fashion.
BKG driving 5 miles under the speed limit to try to qualify for the CrossFit Games for the 11th time. Past the 4-minute mark, your time to beat, 5:25.95 as your top guys advance. And Yoel Kai is ahead as he waves to the cameraman to get out of front of them. That's the second time we've seen that today so far. Lazar Jukic, hands on the bar. He'll hit the first rep at 245. Right side of your screen, here comes BKG. His first attempt at 245 is good. And Yoel Kai still has a couple rep lead on these two athletes. As Nakai struggling there and almost lost that stability position in his shoulders.
Yeah, it just looked like things are starting to tighten up a little bit. It's interesting because, you know, in this situation you have no control over what's in front of you. There are cameras everywhere, and it can be quite difficult to kind of manage when you're used to lifting heavy in a very specific set of circumstances.
And Yoel Kai is done with 245 as he moves to 265. And with that shaky rep, Lucy, that goes into your step for success as far as how to pace this out.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is that as soon as you hit a shaky rep, sometimes that can impact your confidence. We're going into the last bar, and he has to hit that bar with full confidence, full intent, because it is heavy and he is under fatigue.
We just passed the time set by Bronislav Olenkowicz, the new event record worldwide for this particular event. 5:25 is done. The next time is 5:45. If you remember, in the previous heat, Victor Hoffer was 2 points out of a qualifying position as Yoel Kai hits his first rep at 265. BKG trying to hold on to that 10th spot. He'll hit his first rep at 265. And Yoel Kai goes for his last rep, and he'll hit it just over the 6:09 mark. That's big for a Kai. He should keep himself in a solid position in top 10. 1 rep done for Luka Jukic. BKG setting up. Luka Jukic setting up. Last rep for BKG, and that'll be ahead of Victor Hoffer's time of 6:42, so that's good for BKG to hold on to that 10th spot. Lazar Jukic will be done just behind Luka, and Luka is 1 event away. 1 event away for potentially getting back to the CrossFit Games with his brother. Yelahosta in the center lane has moved to the 265 bar. Heinrich Happelainen to his left. Misses at 265 over his head.
This is interesting. We've got, what, a minute until the last cap, and Harry Lightfoot still has 2 reps to go on that second to last bar. And he's just failed 1.
Oh no, Harry Lightfoot. Heinrich Happelainen misses again. Lightfoot, as you said, as Yella's setting up, 30 seconds away from getting capped on the 4 rep. That's 245. Yelahosta, last rep. He'll get it. He'll get across the finish line. Happelainen will miss. 20 seconds before the cap. Bossard missed his first attempt. He still has 2 to go. Lightfoot gets it just 9 seconds ahead of that cap. Now here's the thing. We've been talking all weekend. Can Harry Lightfoot on the right in the green as Hapalainen hits his last rep? That'll be good for him. Hapalainen in the green. Lane 7. Colin Bossart to the left. No shirt, black shorts. Could they make it back or make it to the games for the first time? And we've got to the 5th event, and they are struggling to get through this one. Bossart has 1 rep left to go as we are approaching the 8:30 mark, and we have had a lot of athletes in this time. Lightfoot said earlier after the 4th event, the job's not done. Plenty of work to go. He has 2 reps at 265 to get there, and he's got 1 of them. Luka Vunia also struggling on the floor. He'll hit 265. That's going to get him across the board. Colin Bossart needs this lift if he wants to stay in the top 10. He'll get it. Harry Lightfoot, same story. He'll miss. Past the 9-minute mark. Harry Lightfoot sitting in a qualifying position coming into this.
And that's the thing that he does not want to be thinking about in this circumstance. It's just about get this rep, don't think about the consequences.
Uldis Upniks struggling at the bottom, but he'll save it. Lightfoot will hit it, but it is after Uldis Upniks and Lightfoot, who came into this heat in 4th place with 331 points. He was 90 points clear of 10th, however. That finish, we'll have to see where he landed.
Yeah, it was pretty much Anjol Akai from start to finish. We said that he was one to watch with that snatch caliber, but he was able to stay consistent in that race with BKG, stay composed, and secure the placing that he needed to keep that top 10 place.
Akai, great finish for him, does win the heat. And as you said, Lucy, hopefully securing that position. But look at that. The race for 10th, Mort Spivig, who was 37 points out, gets himself a 3rd place finish. That's important because a lot of athletes that were in the top 10 did not have the best event here. BKG, 6th place, stays ahead of Victor Hoffer. But some other athletes in the top 10 may be falling out of the bottom 10, and Anjol Akai winning the heat is down with Lauren Smith.